Okay. So I realized that in the last video it was really close up to my face, so I'm trying to do this a little bit differently. So I gave you a very brief introduction last time. I wasn't always a fat person. Excuse me. I really started getting big when I was 15. My stepdad died when I was 13. I ended up attempting suicide and ended up in a children's hospital for 3 months straight. That's when I started gaining weight. I went in at about 125 pounds, and when I left, I was 165. And then it was, when I got down here to Texas, it was 170. When I finally moved here to Louisiana, I topped 200. And for the past 10 years, I've fluctuated anywhere between 189 and 289. Well, now I'm like 340 and climbing, and I'm only 5'3". It's something I'm not used to. I used to bike, I used to play soccer, football, all that good shit, and I was pretty active. Even when I was starting to get fat here, I still was pretty active. I'd walk the mall, I'd go to the boardwalk here, you know. I'd go places and do things. You know, I wasn't running no damn marathons, but I was more active than I am now. I've not left this house in over a month, close to 2 months. The 3 little jaunts that I've made outside of this house have been brief, and if I got out of the car, I had to be on a scooter, because walking is exacerbating, and it hurts, and I was born with rickets, so I always had leg pain, and struggled with that my whole life, never to this point. For the people who don't understand what it's like to deal with morbid obesity, and this side of eating disorders, some of the lovely things that I have issues with, of course, mobility is the biggest thing. The ability to maneuver as far around as I used to, and flexibility, yeah, non-existent. Muscle weakness to the max. To take a shower winds you, so you get very winded doing your hair. It's depressing when you say, "Oh, well, ha, I've got you, fucking devious shower you. I'm gonna take me a bath. That won't be as exhausting and taxing." Bullshit. My fat ass got wedged in the damn tub, and that's when depression really hit, and I realized, wow, I really am out of fucking control. Out of control. When the water dams up behind you, and in front of you, you can see your knees. But behind you, water's all the way up to your shoulders. You're fat. You got a situation going on. You need to get it addressed. That was when I really realized something major was wrong. And if that wasn't clarity enough, attempting to get out of the bathtub and almost breaking my neck and having to take 20 to 30 minutes to get out of the bathtub. That was depressing, and it was humiliating, and it was only me in there. But it was a traumatic experience. So then you don't want to do these things as often as you used to, and depression takes your energy. That, on top of everything, just, it's a shitty situation. And then compile that with the complete lack of energy. I literally have no energy to do anything, and the mental effect, I can barely think most of the times, and to focus on something, like to read a book, impossible, and I love reading, and I can't do it anymore. to sit and write. I used to love to journal and to write all sorts of things, political, things and all sorts of different things. Whatever was on my mind, I would write about it. Can't even focus enough to do that. I started a non-profit organization, went through all the beautiful work of getting that set up with the state and getting it official, and I haven't done shit with it because I have no energy. And I'm out of work, can't work. The last job I had, I was an assistant manager at a Dollar General. Yeah, big life here. And it was my first week. I gotten all the way through it, and I was into my second week. And I came back from the back office. Now I have Meniere's disease. Let me preface it with that. So it's an inner ear thing. I get really dizzy and really nauseous, and I get this really awful feeling in my head and my ears, and I get, violently ill. And that comes on randomly. No rhyme or reason. It could leave me bedridden for days. And that's another thing that helped contribute to some of the weight gain back in the day, for sure. Nonetheless, I'd had an episode of that earlier on in the day, and my knee was killing me, so I stayed in the back office, and I told my employee, I said, hey, if you need me, call me. I'll keep an eye on the monitors, and if I see, things get serious, I'll step in. Well, it came time to give him a lunch break, so he was like, I have a 30. I said, take an hour. So the entire time I was dizzy as hell, but I got my customers through. He got back. I went back to the back office, and I laid my head down for a couple hours, and I popped up every once in a while when he needed help. So we get to the end of the day, and I'm closing my stuff down, and I'm helping him with this little front area stuff, and we're counting down drawers, and I come around the corner back to the registers, and I go down. My big ass, it was in slow motion. I took out every damn fucking wreck in front of me and around me, landed on my back on a fucking water display. It was a beautiful situation. If you were there, you'd have been laughing, I'm sure. So he very kindly and, not judgingly, that I could tell, helped my big ass up, and I quit the next day. I just couldn't do it. It was too much. The whole situation was just too much. With my health, with everything. I couldn't do it anymore. So I have no income. I have no health insurance. And I'm somehow not eligible for any assistance with the Affordable Care Act. So I'm too rich for that. Flat ass broke. How that works is beyond me. So getting to a psychiatrist, it's not doable. The ones here are sliding scale, and even when you have no income, it's like some sort of fucking fee. To go to a legitimate doctor to get, some assistance with, the physical aspect, again, sliding scale, and the options are limited. So, I'm in a catch-22 in a lot of ways in that. So, for the past 2 years, it's gotten worse and worse and worse instead of getting better, and doesn't appear to be a great deal that I can do. And that feels frustrating, and it gets overwhelming. So, that's what I'm trying to overcome now, is getting some way to get into a doctor, which, if you have any suggestions, throw them out there, but baby steps, I guess. So this is the conclusion of our second episode. Definitely stay tuned for more. How the fuck do you turn this thing off?